Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadam Tam Upasmahe Gnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyasravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Naumi Narayanam Harim Naumi Narayanam Harim Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pasyema Akshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangaiः Tushtavagam Sastanubhih Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuः Swasti na Indro Vruddhasravaः Swasti naha Pusha Vishwavedaः Swasti naha Tarcyo Arishtanemiः Swasti no Bruhaspatirdadatu Om Shanti 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 Om Agne Naya Supatha Raje Asman Vishwani Deva Vajunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmajjuhuranameno Bhuishtham te nama bhuktim vidhema Om Shanti 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 Om Abrahman Brahmano Brahmavachasi Jayatamārāshtre Rajanyaha Shuraishavyo Divyadhi Maharatho Jayatam Dogdri Dhenuhu Odhanadvana Susapti Purandhiryosha Jishnu Sabheyo Yuva Asya Yajamanasya Viro Jayatam Nikame Nikame Na Parjanyo Varshatu Phalavatyo Na Oshadhayaha Pachyantam Yogakshemo Naha Kalpetam Om Shanti 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 Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakpranaschakshushrotramatho Balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Aham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarotu Anirakaranamastva Nirakaranam Me Astu Tadatmani Nirateya Upanishatsu Dharmaha Te Mayi Santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is a festival day. Anytime we remember Durga Parameswari, it is a festival day because to remember Amma is not possible in these days for all people at all times because everybody is worried and buried in their worries and activity. But thanks to our Vedadhyayana Kendra and the members and students who are trying to give an opportunity for Durga Parameswari to be let known to us that what is the Devi, what work she has done, how she is constantly a watch on our activities, and how she is able to change the lines of our on our hand. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಲೈನ್ಸು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. Though some lines are there in our hand, but still through your upasana shakti, Parameswara Anugraha, we are able to mark But when you don't do, when we are completely attached to the mundane life and mundane activity and priority for all those things, we lose time, we lose happiness, and we lose permanence. So in Bhagavatam, Shuka Maharshi uh, would point out, rather, Suta Mahamuni also points out that actually you look, what about the lines written by Brahmadeva on our forehead? Nama talarate, talarate antarala, nama talarata. And Bhartrihari said, Brahmana, Harinapi, Harenapi, Brahmanapi, Surairapi, Lalata Rikita Rekha Parimarshtum na Sakyate. Nobody can erase what is written in our forehead, and we have to go through that. But option has been given to us that the jivas, Dharan, ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಪೂಜಾ ಧರ್ಮ ದಾನ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಫಾರ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ದೇರ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಂದೇನಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿ ಬೇಕು, ಮನೆ ಬೇಕು, ಆಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು, ದುಡ್ಡು ಬೇಕು, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬೇಕು, ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಲಕ್ಷೇಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ then we lose our time, precious time when we are healthy. When we are unhealthy also, the desires don't disappear. More desires are there. I must become all right. I should do this. So, ಈ ತರಹ ಇದ್ರೆ we are not able to put our pen or a rubber to erase what has been written ಅಂತ ಆ ಸೂತ ಮಹಾಮುನಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. And then how is it possible? This gives example. Actually, Duryodhana was granted 128 years of age, longevity upon the earth. But because of his own mundane activities and all that, he got himself relieved of the body and life upon the earth when he turned 60, finished. And again, another example. So in Bhagavatam, the Maharshi says how people are not able to live up to the expectations or the marking boundaries for the lifestyles upon the earth. But here, Durga Parameswari or Parameswara Dhyana, Upasana, Japa, Homa, Tapa, etc., all these things will help Ammavaru to give you more time to be able to maintain and live that full life. Therefore, she Simhavahini Durga, Mahishasuramardini Durga, the Matruswarupini Durga, etc. So today we are having some important section, the third chapter of Madhyama Charitam, where Durga Parameswari would meet Mahishasura directly, and I think she will finish him in this chapter. And in fourth chapter, all the gods are so excited. They are so much extraordinarily happy for the kind of Shatrunasana that she has made, and therefore the gods shower flowers on her. They keep on making prayer. And the prayer portion is there in the fourth chapter. The next chapter will be another Rakshasa and says Mahasaraswati Swarupam. So, this is how she can change our fate also, destiny. That's why Durga, Durga Arti Nasini. And Ammavargi, why andre, she has been given, vested with all powers, all influence and all beauty and all capacities. And because she is said to be Ishwari, Ishwari Nam. She is the Ishwari for all Ishwaras who are having their own powers to exercise. But all the Ishwaras will simply submit before the feet of Devi because she is a Sarveswareswari. So, Yogeshwareswara is Krishna and Ammavaru is Sarveswareswari. So, like that, we have always the top reaching powers. And the top reaching power beyond whom there is no more power to control that power It is Parameswari. There is nobody beyond. That's why it is said that Ajayamano Bahudha Vijayate Tasya Dhira Parijanante Yonim. So when you look at this Yajurveda statement, Tasya Dhiraha Parijananti Yonim. So if at all you want to capture the Parameswari or Parameswara's Ugama, impossible. But still, the those people who are able to contemplate and get knowledge about them, what would happen is they become really cared by that. So Parameswari will take hold of any and everything of them. And therefore, the compliment that you find up in the Durga Saptasati as a part of wonderful beginning of the prayer is we make a prayer to her, we address her because it's a dialogue. Always we are in dialogue with Durga Parameswari, and she is able to listen to us because when she did all the work, Tambula Purita Mukhi, Tripuram Namami, Tripuramba, Bail Tumba, Tambula Hakondu, she will be chewing and looking at the world with all gracious Arunam Karunantarangidakshim. So Ella Kade Norta Irtale, and she will be also lending her ears to the appeals made by all people, and she will be able to attend on that. In fact, in Lalita Sahasranama, Ammavaru came out to make her namas public. So she called Devi, the Vagdevis, and said, you try to compose all my namas in a forum, and that you announce and sing that in a public meeting attended by Brahma Vishnu Maheswaras and all such great dignitaries among in the galaxy of the God. And then these Rahasya Namas are made known for the benefit of the people. So that way, here you see, Devi Prapanna Arti Hare Prasida Prasida Mata Jagato Khilasya Prasida Vishveshwari Pahi Vishwam Swamishwari Devi Characharasya या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. The Maharshi will say ultimately to that Vaisya and Kshatriya Maharaja, yeah, in any alternate illa, if you want to get back your land and rulership, you have to make prayer to her. Oh Vaisya, you have come to forest, you have come to my ashrama. If you want to have whatever you want best, moksham or spirituality or whatever it is, you must. So this is the fine advice to everybody at all times. Tamupaihi Maharaja Sharanam Parameswarim Aradhita Saivan Runam Bhoga Swarga Apavargada. Ammavaru, what she will do? She will be able to grant Swarga, Apavarga, and Moksha. So, whatever come Bhoga, Moksha, Apavarga. So, ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಭೋಗ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಅಪವರ್ಗ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it's a beautiful one. And so now with this introduction, let us look at the text where we have completed the Durga Saptasati Madhyama Charitam, second chapter, where you have noted how rigorously Ammavaru and her vehicle Simha and also the Shakti Sena fought with the Rakshasas of variety of powers, and they are all Mahasuras and Senadhipatis, and they are all having lot of Rashtra Bhakti, Raja Bhakti, and readiness to leave their pranas, Mumocha Pranan. So they are ready to leave their pranas in the battle at the power of the arrows and other weapons employed by the Shakti Devatas or Mukhya Shakti Devatas accompanying in the war. So not only the Rakshasas lost their life, but also their accomplice and also their uh, Ratha Sainyam, Gaja Sainyam, Ashwa Sainyam, and Padartha Sainyam. So Chaturanga Balas. So Rakshasas also went to fight with Amavaru with Chaturanga Bala. And but she is the Chaturanga Bala Ishwari. So whatever but Chaturanga Bala, either on that side or this side, she knows whom to protect, whom to finish. So that kind of discretional knowledge is there with Amavaru, and observe the same we are having this kind of thing. So uh, the last sloka tells us that Devya Ganescha Taistatra Kritam Yuddham Tatha Suraihi Yatyesham Tutushu Devaha Pushpavrushtimucho Divaha. So Devaha Pushpavrushtimucho. So all the gods, what can they? They are so happy. They celebrated the victory of Durga, calling him as Jaya Durga on the on road, because she is totally called as Jaya Durga, Jaya Devi, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu जयशब्देन भूषिता ನಮಸ್ತಸ್ಯೈ 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 ನಮೋ ನಮಃ. ಈ ಮಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಜಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ರಿಸೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಂತ್ರ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಗ್ರೇಷಿಯಸ್ ದಟ್ ಶಿ ಮೇಡ್ ಮೈ ಡಿಸೈರ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ಡ್. And therefore, we are like this here now, especially in respect of my wife's transfer and all other things. They were all attended by Amma Durga. So she is now very kind to us. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ people are doing Sapta Chandi Homam on 31st or so. One gentleman, our own Kendra student, Prashant Verma, Pavan Verma is performing Durga home in his house, Chandi home in the house. And so everybody, we have also performed, and we also hope to do Chandi home again when we are there live. So Ammavaru Durgarti Nasini, Durge ಸ್ಮೃತ ಹರಸೆ ಪಾಪಮಶೇಷಂ ಜಂತೋಹೋ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ? ಸೊ ಅಶೇಷ ಪಾಪಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅದು ಸ್ವರ್ಗ, ಮೀನ್ ಶಿ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಭೋಗ, ಸ್ವರ್ಗ, ಅಪವರ್ಗ and all that. So now we have noted that it is not, the lion is not indolent. Lion means the king of animals, and Durga is the is the highest authority among all gods and for all human beings and all that. So she, both of them have done wonderful job in silencing the Sayana of Mahishasura. Now we embark upon the third chapter. The dhyanam goes like this. How is she looking? उज्जद्भानुसहस्रकान्तिमरुणक्षौमां शिरोमालिकां रक्तालिप्तपयोधरां जपवटीं विद्याम् अभीतिं वरं हस्ताब्जैः ददतीं त्रिनेत्रविलसद्वक्तारविन्दश्रियं देवीं बद्धहिमां सुरत्नमुकुटां ವಂದೇ ಅರವಿಂದ ಸ್ಥಿತಾಂ ಸ್ವಾಹ ಅಂತ ಆಹುತಿಗಳು ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮೂಲಮಂತ್ರತಃ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಜಪ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ and input to look upon the problems we are cropping. Actually, we may have problems or no problems, but birth is a problem. Janma dukkha. Jara is a problem. And jara dukkha. And marana dukkha. Even if we want to die, we can't die at our choice. ಸ್ವಚ್ಛಂದ ಮರಣಂ ನಾಸ್ತಿ ನೃಣಾಂ. ಅದೇ ಸೀತಾದೇವಿ ತುಂಬ ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಬೈತಾರೆ. ರಾವಣಾಸುರ 2 months ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಧಾನ್ಯಮಾಲಿ ಅಂತ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ, ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೈಫ್ ಆಫ್ ರಾವಣ, ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಏ ರಾವಣ, ವೈ ಆರ್ ಯು fretting to win the love of Sita Devi? No, that's wrong. Come, I am there as a woman to please you, to entertain you. What is in me is in her. Come on, let's go back. It's high night now. So she interferes, saves the situation, Dhanya Malini, not Mandodari. And Mandodari is against all this activity of Ravanasura, and she advises also at all times. So that Dhanya Malini comes and stops the atrocity to be done, because Ravana cannot kill her. Looking at all the situation, and so you can imagine the height of sorrow in Sita Devi, and she says, Dhing Manusham Janma Swachanda Maranam Nasti Yataha. I the Manusha Janma, because the Manushas are not granted the power to finish their life whenever they want it. Swachanda Marana. Ade Anta Swachanda Marana has been granted to Bhishmacharya. So though he was hurt in December, he has to wait on Maghamasam Saptami day to leave. That is Uttarayana ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ, ಉತ್ತರಾಯಣ ಪುಣ್ಯಕಾಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ Paramatma, that Bhishmacharya goes away. When Bhishmacharya leaves the body, even his mother, Ganga Devi, also comes and wails very much. But she will never give cars to Krishna or anybody, because she knows who is Krishna. But poor Gandhari, though, she only gives curse to Krishna. That's how Mahabharata goes like. So why I am telling is that Ammavaru knows when to give life, when to take away the life. And how she is looking, she is extremely bright and brilliant, and you cannot see her with our normal eye. Can we see the Surya Bhagavan at mid-noon with our eye? No. So, but we can see Surya when he is rising, Aruna Bimbam. So Arunadri, when ಅರುಣ ಪರ್ವತದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅರುಣ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಬಂದರೆ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ದಟ್ ಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಭಾನು ಉದ್ಯತು. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಸೌರಸೂಕ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ, ಋಗ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಉದ್ಯನ್ ಅದ್ಯ ಮಿತ್ರಂ ಆಹಾ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ eastern mountain or at the southern, he is a mitra, he is a friend, he is a benefactor, so that is the status of Rudra, Aditya, when he rises, and so much kanti she is having. And that lady Durga Parameswari is wearing saree of the Aruna color, tawny color. So Durgamma loves red, not pakka blood red, but it is a Aruna Saumam. And she has got the kiritam, and it is a decoration to her head. So she is having a lot of garlands and stuck in the thick hair of the Parameswari. So Siromaligam. And she has also anointed her chest, and she is staying in a Japavati, in a garden where Japa Pushpas are there. Japa Kusuma Sankasham Kashyapeyam. The Japa Kusumas are Japavati, the garden where Japa flowers are in plenty grown, and the color, complexion, fragrance of Japa Pushpa. So in that Japa garden, she is there, and Varam Vidyam Adhiti. So she is a Varavidya. What is Varavidya? Sri Vidya. Sri Vidya Swarupinyai Namo Namaha. Lopa Mudra Achitayai Namo Namaha. Like that, Ammavaru has her own department of education. That's what is called Sri Vidya Upadesha. And in fact, we have got a Trayi Vidya installation in Mysore, and every time in Dasaratri, all these Navaratris, Vasanta Navaratri and Varahi Navaratri, Syamala Navaratri, all these days we have so much of puja and aradhana to Devi is done in that place by our Jagarajan, and he had also come and we honored, and we attend, he conduct international conference on Sri Vidya in the Mysore, and so many kinds of sadhus, Ubjapasakas have come. Anyway, so she is a Vidyam, and she is going to extend Abhitim Varam. That is Abhayahasta and Varadahasta. Both are there in her Durga Parameswari. So she will call people, ask for Saranagati. Those people who take Saranagati to her, then she will protect and give all the things. And moreover, she has got Trinetra Vilasadvaktra Ravindastrayam Chaturmukha Mukhambhoja Kalaham Savadhuhu. So Chaturmukha Mukhambhoja Kalaham Savadhuhu is Saraswati. And this Durga Parameswari is very sad, very well pleasing to the Trinetra Dhara Shiva, and even she also has got three eyes, Trinetra Vilasat and Vaktra Aravindastrayam. Her face is Padma, lotus, Kanti, so such a beautiful face. And Baddha Himamsu Ratnamakutam. And she has got such a beautiful gem-studded kiritam over her, and there Himamsu is there. Himamsu is the Chandra is there also. Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Dalikasthara Sobhita Yai Namo Namaha. See, Shiva, her husband, would wear upon him the crescent moon, Chandrasekhara or Kishora Sekhara. So when he is having a Kishora Sekhara as an ornament over his crest, he has no kiritam. Ammavaru has got kiritam. In Saundarya Lahari, in 41, 42, 43 slokas, the description of Ammavaru, Saundarya Lahari, Ananda Lahari Bidi, I think this month sometime you will have Saundarlari Homam performed in our Nada Vedajana Kendra, and Pujar and all people are celebrating that, and they have Pujar sir has got her Gruha Pravesam also on 29th this month. Probably he would be celebrating so many things, Gruha Puja. Anyway, so it's all good plus sign because we are doing what we can do or what she makes us do, and she would also do in turn what she can do for a good. So it's actually that kind of thing is going on, and so we are very much fortunate that we have some time to spare to think of Devi, who is Baddha Himamsu Ratna Mukuta, who has got that kiritam, whereupon we have got the Himamsu fixed, and Ardha Chandra. So because dichotomized mood, so dichotomized moon andre 50, whether it is Amavasya time or the Purnima time, no matter for moon, he will remain the same. So that's why change-free time for Chandra is only one day. That is an Ashtami. And fortunately, today is also Ashtami. And our Ashtami is the best time for Durga Parameswari Upasana. So we have Mangalavaram, Ashtami, Vaishakha and also Vishwavasunama Samvatsaram, when we are talking about this Parameswari, and therefore Aravindasthitam Bande. Ammavaru ke namaskara ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. Where is he seated? Seated upon the lotus. That's why Sahasrara Sarojata Vasitayai Namo Namaha. Sahasrara Sarojata Vasitayai Namo Namaha andre 1,000 petaled lotus ಮೇಲೆ ತಾಯಿ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾಳೆ. The 1,000 petal lotus has also a lot of symbolism. majesticity and esotericism, esoteric meaning, then why should she prefer to sit on the strong thousand petaled lotus? In fact, some time back, somebody presented, focused a lotus which has got a large number of petals. He is saying that it is a Sahasradala Padma. So Sahasradala Padma Sthitayai Namo Namaha. Andre Artha, when you think that she is staying upon the Aravinda, thousand petaled one, which means that she is absolutely turning to be a Shanta Durga. See, Shanta Durga Parameswari also is there, a temple in Goa. Beautiful she is. She will have stretch her hands on two pillows both sides and stretch her legs and lean to her back, leaning to other pillow and swinging in a cradle swing, and such a beautiful appearance you can have in the Shanta Durga. That is, she has done what she should do. Most difficult thing was to bring amity and friendship between Shiva and Vishnu when they had their own differences and arguments and all that. So that's why she is Mukutam Aravindasthitam Devim Vande. And Dalaitu. Now we go to the text actually. Om Rushirvacha Nihanyamanam Tat Sainyam Avalokya Mahasuraha Senani Chikshuraha Kopat Yayo Yodham Yodhumathambikam Sadevim Saravarshena Vavarsha Samare Suraha यथा मेरुगिरे शृङ्गं तोयवर्षेण तोयदः तस्य चित्वा ततो देवी लीलयैव सरोत्करान् जघानतुरगान् बाणैः यन्तारं चैव वाजिनां चिच्छेदा च धनुः सद्यः ध्वजं चातिसमुच्छ्रितं दिव्यास चैव गात्रेषु छिन्नधन्वानम् आशुगैः. I think in last session we had covered the first five slokas and we had to go further. But however, we notice here that when so much of army of Mahishasura was being put down, was killed, and there is a terrible Rakta Pravaha, and all the Rakshasas falling down on the ground with broken limbs, broken hands, broken this and all that. Then looking at that, this Mahasura, Chitshusha, he is called Chitshura, he became awfully angry because ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಪ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಎರಡೇ ಬದುಕಿರಬೇಕು. ಕೋಪದಿಂದಲೇ ಉತ್ಸಾಹದಿಂದಲೇ ಯುದ್ಧ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಲವ್ ಇನ್ ವಾರ್. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಲವ್. ಯು ಮೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ hidden and contextually, circumstantially. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ, ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, but you will not mark moot points in the Gita when you study. You look here, in the first chapter, Duryodhana comes to Dronacharya, the chief of the army army at that time, to begin the war, to open the war. Then Duryodhana comes and says that Bhishmameva abhirakshantu. So there are 10 Senadhipatis and 10 Sainyam around Bhishma. When Bhishma is forgetting himself and fighting in the war, he may be hurt by any opposite army. Therefore, to just as a guard, security ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಭೀಷ್ಮರನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ದುರ್ಯೋಧನ ದ್ರೋಣಾಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ the Sainyam is getting reduced and diminishing in size and difficulties, and in difficulty, then this Renadhipati became angry. So anger will make the war, will make the quarrel improved. And therefore, this Mahishasura became angry and he immediately shot number of arrows upon Devi, and so Devi cut down all those arrows released by that fellow. How like her was Toyadaha Toyavarshena Merugiraha Yatha. So like the cloud letting out entire water on the peak of the Meru mountain, then that was the kind. Meru is again the residential quarters of Parameswari. Meru Parvata, Meru Puja, Mahameru Nilaya, Yai Namo Namaha. In Lalita Sahasranamdalli, one of the locations of Parameswari is Mahameru, the Meru Parvata. The Meru Parvata is supposed to be a golden mountain. ಸೊ ಮೇರು ಪರ್ವತದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಬೀಳಿದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೀಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅವ್ರ ಕಾಂತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಂಥ ಕಾಂತಿ ಅಂತ ಬ್ರಿಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದು ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಮಾಲಯಾಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಳೆ ಹಿಮ ಸುರಿಯುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಶೀತಲವಾಗಿರ್ತಾಳೆ ತಾಯಿ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಲಲಿತಾ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಿ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ చిత్తే కృప సమరనిష్ఠురత చ దృష్ట్వా, అమ్మవారికి మనస్సు లోపల అపారమైన కరుణ. బట్ when people become astray, then she has to finish them and fight with them. Therefore, in Lalita Sahasranam, there is a supporting statement, ದುಷ್ಟದಾನವ ಭಂಜಿನಿ ಅಂತ. ದಾನವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಭಕ್ತರೇ, ಆದರೆ ಅವರು ದುಷ್ಟರಾದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ಸ್. So long our relations are convenient to us, affectionate, we are lucky. The moment relations try to harm us, then we are really to take care and to suffer. ಬತ್ತಿ ಹಚ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಬತ್ತಿ ಹಚ್ಚೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೊಗಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಿಂದೆ ಬತ್ತಿ ಹಚ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವೆರಿ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್. Even the blood brothers and blood sisters in American language, they are also become inimical. So ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸೂತ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಿತ್ ಮಹಾರಾಜ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಯ್ಯ ನಿನಗೆ 7 days ಡೆತ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ when Parikshit Maharaja asked, I want to have I cannot escape the death, but I want to become a Bhagavata. I want to reach the feet of Parameswara. Is there an immediate, urgent, emergency measure? ಅಂತ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಿತ್ ಮಹಾರಾಜು ಸುಖ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಸುಖ agreed, yes, I will tell you Bhagavatam, focusing on the greatness and leelas of Krishna, and after which you will definitely be bettered. So that's why when you are going to be battered, but you will become better after becoming a Bhagavata. And so in that manner, here also you observe that Amavaru, she found that the fellow is impossible, must be put down. So she, with her number of arrows, freely, happily, without an effort. That's what is called as Leela Yaiva. See, Leela is Lali. Lali is swing. No amount. See, when the Lali is swinging, the baby stops crying and becomes happy. When the Lali does not swing, that means to say that that kind of comfort that she enjoys when she is fighting with the demons, and it is no strain on her, no tension on her. Happily she released the arrows, and with that arrows she was able to cut down the bow and arrows of that enemy, and also she was at the same time hurt or cause injury quickly to all the Ashwasainyam and other Sainyam. And therefore, ultimately, in 5th sloka, you observe the Chikshuva Rakshasa Mahasura could not have second bow and arrow, could not have support of his chariot also. That also got broken. The horses of the chariot also are broken. So he became independently standing as alone upon the ground. So that is the status to which the enemy has been reduced. Even in Ravana, so I always remember to compare to some extent the fight between Ravana and Rama, the fight between Lakshmana and Indrajit, the fight between now Durga and the Asuras, Mahasuras, including Mahishasura, Sumbhani Sumbhasura, Raktabija, etc. Well, to take the names of even Rakshasas also is a matter of punyam. Because they are not ordinary people. అమ్మవారిని చూసి అమ్మవారితో యుద్ధం చేయాలి అంటే ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಥಿಂಗ್. ನಾಲ್ಪಶ್ಚತಪ ಸಪ್ಪನಂ ದೇವಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸಿ ಹರ್. ఇస్ ఇట్ నాట్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ రియల్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్. అమ్మవారును చూస్తూ యుద్ధం చేస్తాడు మహిషాసురుడు ఒక్కడు. And you are going to see that. So Mahishasura, though he is looking at you with such a high brilliance and power and radiance and thermal power, he did not become blind. Mahishaha andha nababhuva. సమ్మా ఎందుకు అంటే అమ్మవారికి భక్తుడు ఎంతవరకు యుద్ధం చేయాలని ఆశపడతాడో అంతవరకు చేయించి ఆ తర్వాత తృప్తిని కలిగించి వెన్ మహిషాసుర ఈజ్ సాటిస్ఫైడ్ having fought with their Durga Parameswari a long time in all manners that he could, he became bison, he became human being, he became a Rakshasa, he became whatnot. And he jumped up into the sky, he was on the ground, he just tried. So, Istella, we are going to get the description of the way that Amavaru is going to fight with. So, Istella Madhuru Kuda, Amavaru was able to attend upon him in such a manner. She never disappointed Mahishasura or other Asuras, and she was so grand and great to give full satisfaction of war with him, with Amavaru. Same way, even to Ravanasura, Rama has given full satisfaction to fight with him. And Ravana became tired. So Rama understood, he is a Karunamaya, Karuna Samudraha Ramaha. So Rama said to Ravanasura, go to your house, take rest, take some drinks and come back again second time. Normally, the chief enemy will not be given second chance to go home permitted by the opposite enemy and relax and get back fresh to the war ground. So this is something unique in Rama Ravana Yuddha. That's why, as an example for Ananvaya Alankara, we say that Gaganam Gaganakaram Sagara Sagarohamaha Rama Ravana Yor Yuddham Rama Ravana Yor Yuvanta. So second time when Ravanasura comes to fight, then only Agastya Maharshi, Devatagalu, Surya Bhagavanu, Ella Bandhu, they simply energize Rama with their drushti, with their, and also with the Upasana Shakti Bala, Upasana Phala Shakti, and also the approval by Ravi, Surya Bhagavan, and so that's why Rama is. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಿ and ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಸಹಾಯ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ದಿ influence and power and everything she derived. Therefore, she is the very embodiment of the all energies, either of the gods, either of the weapons, either of the shastrastras, anything. She is simply a power incarnate. ಅಂತ ಪವರ್ ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ತಾಯಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ there is no replacement to her at all, nor even to Mahishasura. She cannot give second chance, and he was not waiting for that. So that's why you observe how that Mahishasura was put down. See, Masi Varnam Tadadu Kupitantaka Darsanena Kair Jivate Mahishaha Pranan Mumucha ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So the Mahishasura will allow his life to get out from his body, looking at the Masi Varnam of Devi Durga. At the same time, she was a Kupitantaka. She was an angry Antaka or Yama. When a Yama comes with anger, you can never escape. But when Yama comes in a pleasant manner, like to Nachiketa in Kathopanishad, Yama appearing, and Yama was so good that he was remorseful that he made a Rishibalaka, Nachiketa, to wait for 3 days at his door for his arrival back. And so he did not give death for him. He granted boon, he gave the Agni Vidya, Divya Agni Vidya, and so on. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಸಾರಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೈವರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನೋ. So these are all the connected links in our Vedic texts and in our Vedic philosophy and activity. You will see that nothing is independent. Everything is a chain work. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ in 6th ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಸಚಿನ್ನ ಧನ್ವಾ ಯಾರನ್ನಿದಾರ ಓದ್ತೀರಾ? ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ is there, I don't know. Anybody is there? So 6th mantra Sachinna Dhanva Virathaha Hatasvaha Hatasarathi Abhyadhavata Tam Devim Khadgacharmadharo Suraha Simham Ahatya Khadgena Vishnadharena Murdhani Ajaghana Bhuje Savye Devim Apiyati Vegavan. So look at this Sainadhipati, Chitshura, having got his bow broken, having his chariot also been broken, and also the horses being broken, and his charioteer or authority also being killed, then ultimately he is helpless. He is allowed to remain all alone. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ? ಅಭ್ಯಧಾವತ ತಾಂ ದೇವೀಂ ಖಡ್ಗಮ ಚರ್ಮಧರೋ ಅಸುರ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅಸುರ with only sword, with charma ayudha, he rushed up to Durga Parameswari to fight and finish her. That's what is the aim. But ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ? He just hit on the head of the lion. He wanted the lion to go unconscious. And that is Vahanam be hurt. When Vahanam be hurt, then definitely the rider will be hurt also. If your vehicle is not starting, your scooter or car not starting, emergency or urgency or going to office, you will become so panicky. ಅದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಆ ವಾಹನವಾದಿರ ಸಿಂಹವನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ವಿತ್ ವಾಟ್? ವಿತ್ ದಟ್ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಎಡ್ಜ್ಡ್ ಹೆವಿ ಸ್ವೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೂರ್ಧನಿ. ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಟ್, ವಿತ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ sword, he wanted to cut down the right hand of Devi. Look at the Rakshasa Buddhi. ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಕಿಂಚಪರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಯೋಣಬೇಕು. ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಹೌ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಹೋಪ್ಲೆಸ್, ಹೌ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ he hit the right hand of ದುರ್ಗಾ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಿ. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಾಳೆ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಶಿ ಡು? Immediately tasyaah khadgo bhujam prapya paphala nrupanandana tato jagraha sulam saha kopadarunalochana. Her right arm is so strong, iron haran. ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಆ ಕತ್ತಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಆ ಏಟಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕತ್ತಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಫೆಲ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, but not her hand being cut off. So bhujam prapya khadgaha. See, every weapon is a divine weapon. Every weapon is a devata. Every weapon is having its own anugraha and agraha upon the enemy or the other way around. So that's why ಈ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರ ಕೈ ಬೆರಳಿಂದ ಟಚ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ಆ ಧನುಸ್ಸು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು, ಆ ಅಸ್ತ್ರಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಟು ಯು. ಏನು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ಫಿಂಗರ್ಸಿಂದ ಟಚ್ ಆಗಿರುವ ಆ ಧನುಸ್ಸು, ಬಾಣಗಳು, ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಆನ್ 8th day or 9th day of Durga Saptasati, I mean Durga Puja, Devi Navaratris, we dedicate one full day of worship to ಆಯುಧ ಪೂಜಾ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಆಯುಧಗಳು ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಶಾಕಂಬರಿ, ಅದು ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವರೂಪದಿಂದ ದುರ್ಗಮ್ಮನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತಾಯಿಯನ್ನು, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ವಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವ್ ರೂಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ವರ್ಷಿಪ್ ಟು ದಿ ಆಯುಧಾಸ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಯಾನಿ ರೂಪಾಣಿ ಸೌಮ್ಯಾನಿ, ಯಾನಿ ರೂಪಾಣಿ ಘೋರಾಣಿ, ಯಾನಿ ಆಯುಧಾನಿ ಸೌಮ್ಯಾನಿ, ಯಾನಿ ಆಯುಧಾನಿ ಘೋರಾಣಿ. ವಿತ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಮ್ಮ ಮಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ చేయి. ಘೋರ ರೂಪ ಫಾರ್ ರಾಕ್ಷಸಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎನಿಮೀಸ್ and Saumya Rupa for all her bhaktas. So she has to be switching depending upon her moods and mind and devotion, depending upon this context and circumstance in which. That's exactly what in sloka number 26 or so in Saundar Lahari, Shankaracharya describes her mood. ಶಿವ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಾವುಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಆರ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಾವುಗಳಿಂದ ತಾನು ಭಯವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಕಟಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಆ ಶ್ಲೋಕವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ತಾಯಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಹರ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಮೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ attitude towards the content of Shiva, her husband, because she loves her husband too much. And in return, Shiva also loves her too much. And therefore, you observe the love of Parvati, love to Parvati by Lord Rudra or Shiva is Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. So Varanane, Rame, Rame. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸು ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಮ್ಮವಾರನ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ಮನೋರಮೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೆವರ್ he is angry upon Parvati, nor Parvati is never angry upon Shiva. Chandrasekhara Bhaktarti Bhanjanayai Namo Namaha. As a good wife, Patta Mahishi, Parabrahma Mahishi, Shiva and Shivayuvati Bhavena Vibhrushe. ಇಂಥ ತಾಯಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮೊಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂತಿದ್ರೆ ಕೋಪ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತಾನು ಶಿವಭಕ್ತರನ್ನು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ ತಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡೋದಷ್ಟು ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರಿಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಎವರಿ ಹೌಸ್ ಲೇಡಿ, ಎ ಪತಿವ್ರತ, ಗೃಹಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸುವಾಸಿನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮುತ್ತೈದ. ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ to protect the interests of her husband. She is supposed to be dharmapatni and she gets lot of punyam, because if a man does puja, 50% of puja phalam automatically gets deposited. ISI antaralva, I mean standard deduction. 50% ಭಾರ್ಯೆಗೆ ಧರ್ಮಪತ್ನಿಗೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರು ಅಡುಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನೈವೇದ್ಯಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ದೇವತಾ ಆರಾಧನಾ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರು ಗುಣಗಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನೇ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಾನೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೋ, ಆತ್ಮ ಕಾರಣ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಪಚಂತಿ ಮಮ ಅರ್ಥೆ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೂಡ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ 17th ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಯಾರು ನನಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಘಂಭುಂಜಂತೆ ಪಾಪ್ಮಾನಃ ಅಂತ ಕೋಪ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ. ಯಾರು ತಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೈವೇದ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅಡುಗೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಡಿಸೋದು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಸೌಖ್ಯ ಬೇರೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರವಕ್ತರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಿವೇದನ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. When Nivedana is done, it becomes a prasada. So accordingly, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ in the eighth ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಆ ಖಡ್ಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಏನೂ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ತಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕತ್ತೆಗೆ? ಅದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಫೆಲ್ ಡೌನ್. ಅದನ್ನೇ ರಾಮರಕ್ಷಾ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ diligent ಅಬೌಟ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ರಾಮರಕ್ಷಾ ಸ್ತೋತ್ರಂ ರಿಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 10 verses, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ರೋಗಗಳು ಶತ್ರುಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಾಧೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ರಾಮನಾಮ ಉಚ್ಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಭಯ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೇ ರಿಬಫ್, ದೇ ಗೋ ಅವೇ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ, ಇವನು ರಾಮಭಕ್ತನಪ್ಪ, ನಾವು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ ಹನುಮಾನ್, ಈವನ್ ವೆನ್ ಹೀ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ಡೈನ್ ಟು ಕಿಲ್ ಆರ್ ಹರ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಎನಿಮಿ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಭಕ್ತ, ಬಟ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಫ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ರಾಮ, ಹನುಮಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫೇಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಟಚ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರಾಮ ಉಚ್ಚಾರಣ ಭಕ್ತ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಕತ್ತಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, the sword fell down and without doing anything. Then still the anger, the energy, the ire, the enmity in the Mahasura did not stop. So immediately he picked up a Trisula and then Bhadrakalyam Mahasuraha. So he just threw the Trisula upon ಶೂಲಂ ಜಗ್ರಾಹ ಸಹ ಕೋಪಾದ್ ಅರುಣಲೋಚನ. ಕೋಪ ಬಂದರೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಕೆಂಪಾಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ BP blood will run to the eyes and eye will never remain white and black. It turns completely red. ಸೊ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಅರುಣಲೋಚನ ಚಿಕ್ಷೇಪ ಭದ್ರಕಾಲ್ಯಾಂ ಮಹಾಸುರ. ನೋಡಿದರಾ? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. Kalikadevi became a Bhadra, auspicious, Varada. Kali Upasana is not easy. But Kali Mahadevi, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ವಾ, she does all. I have come across Mahakali Upasaka in Kakinada and I remember that gentleman. And Mahameru ಪೂಜಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಕುಂಕುಮಾರ್ಚನ ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ we have got the Kali Upasaka is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has attracted Vivekananda, convinced Vivekananda and said all that. So in fact Vivekananda put a question to Ramakrishna, hey, have you seen the God? Ramakrishna said, I have seen the God. Then can you show me? Yes, I will show you. So what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did, he just picked up a fish and put it on the ground. And the fish was jumping and trying to get for the air, breathing. ತುಂಬ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಆ ಫಿಶನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು at some time he put back into the water and was so much happy. And going and he saw its own. ಆವಾಗ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ಇದಪ್ಪ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ದೇವ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆದರೆ ದೇವ್ರು ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದ ಜನರು ಆ ಫಿಶ್ ತರಹ, ಮೀನು ತರಹ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟು ಜಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ, ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ತರಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟರೇನೆ, ಉಪಾಸನಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇನೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ದೇವರು ಕೈ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳವಳ ತಗೊತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣಂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಸಂಘ. ಸೊ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಳಿಕಾದೇವಿ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಭದ್ರಕಾಳಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಘೋರಕಾಳಿ, and she was so terrible. And even that Chiksha is also a great bhakta to Ammavaru. So if at all she was to finish that Rakshasa, she cannot immediately acts on him and say done. No, there is a process, there is a procedure, there is a way out to see that the Rakshasas of top devoted way should be medaled and they should be finished, because everybody wants nirvana, moksha and birthlessness and all, death also. So Ravanasura did not agree to the advice of Mandodari or his father-in-law or even Kumbhakarna or even Vibhishana. None. He just turned away, because in heart of hearts Ravana wanted to get out from that body and from life, and he wants to go back to the Vaikuntha Dwaram as a Palaka. So thereby he listened not to anybody. He was so stubborn. That is the antar buddhi of Ravanasura to have come to fight with Rama second time, and he was killed by Brahmastram as advised by Matali, who said, "Hey Rama, why are you playing with this Ravanasura? It is time for him to finish. So you just use Brahmastram." Actually, Rama had forgotten to use the Brahmastram. So listening to the advice like Krishna to Arjuna, Arjuna to Krishna. So he just employed Brahmastra. With that, Ravanasura was done with. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ it's only story interest for children, but for scholars, for upasakas, it has got lot of esoteric and inner meaning and suggestion. So you observe here the word Bhadrakali has not been used here. First time the word Bhadra, Kali became Bhadra. So she has become Bhadram. Even Vishnu, even Narasimha Mantram, Ugram, Veeram, Mahavishnum, Jwalantam, Sarvatomukham, Nrusimham, Bhishanam. Ashtutanaka, the 6 words are Bhayankaravagide. ಆದರೆ ಈ 6 ಭಯಂಕರವಾಗಿರುವ ಸ್ವರೂಪಗಳು ಆ ನರಸಿಂಹಸ್ವಾಮಿದು ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ಭದ್ರಂ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಭದ್ರ ನರಸಿಂಹ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಭದ್ರಾದ್ರಿ ನಿವಾಸಾಯ, ಶೋಭನಾದ್ರಿ ನಿವಾಸಾಯ. ದೆನ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನರಸಿಂಹಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈವನ್ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ ಗಾಡ್. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಆ ದೇವತಾ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಬೆಟರ್. ಸೊ ರಾಯ ದುರ್ಗಾ, ಆ ದುರ್ಗಾ, ಈ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಅಂತ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವ. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ಮರ್ದಿನಿ Durga Parameswari, Vindhyavasini, she is also on a mountain. We had gone there and had darshan of Vindhyavasini Mahadurga ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ ಅದು. Going towards Ayodhya, we had a halt in that. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ Chitshubha, that Rakshasa, she became Bhadrakali, means that the moment she becomes a Bhadrakali, changing her ferociousness into kindness and kripa, then he will be done with and he gets moksha. So Bhadrakali Maha ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೃಷ್ಟ್ವಾ. So Bhadrakalya Mahasuraha, and she made him die, and that was the last. So in 10th sloka, looking at see Jajvalyamanam Tejovihi Ravibambambarat Bhadrakalyam, and then Tena Tachichedanitam Sulam Sacha Mahasuraha Hate Tasmin Mahavirye Mahishasya Chamopatao. See Mahishasrana ಚಮೂಪತಿ ಆರ್ ಸೈನಾಧಿಪತಿ ಆಗಿರುವ ಅವನು ಆ ತರಹ ಸತ್ತೋದ್ರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಕಿಲ್ಡ್, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವರಿ ಟು ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೀ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ವಿತ್ ದೇವಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಕಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಂದ್ರಜಿತ್. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಇಂದ್ರಜಿತ್ತು, ಕುಂಭಕರ್ಣ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಟ್ಟು ಮೇಲೆ ರಾವಣಾಸುರ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ನೋ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ but come and straight fight. I'll just describe. Before he goes to fight with Rama, Anjaneya makes a test whether he is eligible to fight with Rama at all. And then Hanuman, having tested, then found that Ravana is fit enough. Go, you go on so place. Our Guru is there. Go and fight with him. So this is all how the story is knit. Such a wonderful manner. You become very happy. I stop here today. Om Swasti. Sahana avatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai
तेजस्विनामधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति.
Harihi Om.
हरि ओम. ಶ್ರೀ
ಸರ್ವಂ
ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ಶ್ರೀ
ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು.
ಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು. ಶ್ರೀ ವೇದ ಪುರುಷ
ವೇದ
ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದೋಸ್ತು. ಶ್ರೀ ಮಾತೃಚರಣ ಅರವಿಂದ ಸಮರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ.
ಸೊ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ
ಓಂ
ಯುದ್ಧ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಬಲ್.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
ಹಾ, ಹೇಳಿ. ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫರ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್?
ಗುರುಗಳೇ, ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಗಳೇ. ಆಗ ನಾನು ನಿದ್ದೆ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಆಫರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಗುರುಗಳೇ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆನ್ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವಿಜಯ ಸಾಧಿಸಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಅದು ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರನಿಗೆ ಕೃಪೆ ತೋರ್ಸಿರೋದು ದೇವಿ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಇದರಿಂದ. ಎರಡನೇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವತೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ಈ ಭಯ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಿಂಸೆ ನೋವುಗಳನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಸುರತ್ವ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಬಲವಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಸುರರು ಸುಲಭ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಸುರತ್ವ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಗಳೇ?
ಯಾ,